Alright, so before I start the video, I want to let you guys know exactly why I'm changing classes, because I know I did receive quite a bit of flack, I'll be honest, I did. And I want to like clarify to you guys why I'm changing. It's not because Ranger's bad whatsoever. Ranger's actually in a pretty good spot. I actually was playing around with her not long ago, just in the battle arena, and her having that extra block, you know, that backward walking block, really was a huge buff to her in a lot of ways. It allows you to outplay even more, and you just have all these frontal guards, like just so many frontal guards to outplay your opponents, that you can basically play the mind games with people now. It's really, really good, really, real fun with that class. So Ranger's not bad. Ranger's actually really good, but I prefer, and I always had preferred, if you guys have ever seen me play as the Ranger in Node Wars, I prefer shooting and using shotgun, right? Shooting and using shotgun. But what do those two things not have? Protection. What is the new class giving me? Not shotgun, but shooting and protection and healing teammates in the background. You know, it's kind of more of that background role that I've kind of been wanting to fill for a Node War, or for any war for that matter. Now I will say this, the grinding for him will be challenging for me to get through, because I like his playstyle, but the grind for him isn't exactly as fast or as fluid as Ranger ever has been. So yeah, but that is basically it, guys. I want to play the range background role. That's it. Ranger's still good. Ranger's probably one of the better classes in the game still, as far as able to count who she's able to counter. She can counter pretty much everyone if played right. But yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Alright, so let's take a look at the Archer and why exactly he is the new head kiting class. To start off, he's got a crossbow. This crossbow has a pretty good fire rate, I would say. Most of your damage with this class is going to be coming from these basic attacks. Not necessarily from the crossbow, but from its awakening weapon. Moving side to side while shooting this will knock over a target, similar to a Ranger's Q spam. And it has a cooldown of 5 seconds on the knockdown. I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same as Ranger's Q spam. It might be 3 seconds on Ranger. I'm not 100% sure on that. But just know that it knocks down sometimes. When people aren't blocking, of course, too. He has a slide. This slide is a super armor every time you slide. So real good mobility. And you have that nice safe slide to get out of dodge button, more or less. That is much quicker than something, say, like the evasive explosive shot, which that has, I think it's a 15-second cooldown or something insanely high like that. So definitely you play a lot differently here. Now you can also slide forward, which is really good to know, because this is going to help you chase people, or just get in to get damage off in case you wanted to go melee on him for a few minutes, because you can do that in this class, which is awesome that he does have some melee combos that actually do quite well. But are also risky if you are in a fighting. Obviously don't charge in at 1v5 with a melee attack. Like, no, that's not gonna work out for you. But as you see there, what I just did there, that is the shoot 'em up, you know, jump over the head, shoot 'em up button. That is also a super armor, and it does damage. So not only do you got that dash, but you also got that shoot 'em up button for super armor, and then to top it all off, you have this spin shot right out of it afterwards. That is also a super armor. So 3 super armors, a lot of mobility, a lot of surviving from CC. He's very mobile. He is the kiting king. Guaranteed gonna be that kiting king right now with what he's got. Now we're going to move on to that. What I just did there, now it didn't appear like anything happened, but that's because what that is a heal. I had full health, so it didn't heal me, but that is a heal. That is a team heal, by the way. So you have that at your, you can use that sometimes. If you're, say your backline is low, because he's going to be playing in the backlines of range DPS, right? So he's going to throw that out at some of the enemies. It's going to hit them, and everyone around him is going to get some health. Well, I think it's up to like 8 targets or something, probably, my guess. Something like that, but really good, real good, real good. Real good to have a nice healing ability. So you don't need to have, the Valk or the Wiz Witch always healing. Now you have this guy to do a little bit of healing as well, which is real handy to have him on board. Now this one is a down smash. So if I knock him over and then do it, it's going to be a down smash. So knock over, down smash, boom. Also does pretty good amount of damage as well, which is really nice. Honestly, his whole kit does a really good amount of damage, but it all got casting time, so keep that in mind. Now this, my friends, is the sawed-off shoddy. This is basically Ranger Shotgun, just shorter range and less spammable. It also knocks back the target every time they're hit in PvP, which is really nice. It's a nice CC. But if you're doing this, you're usually going to be using it to get the hell out of the way. You're not going to be using this to finish somebody. You're not going to be using this to get a kill, more or less, very often. This is going to be more of a just to CC the guy enough and then just back out. Like, that's what he's got to do at close range. He's got to get out safely. You see, there's that down smash again. And that, Shift F, is going to be your grenade toss. This thing hits very hard as well. I'll actually explain what the 3 or 4 skills that are at the highest damage in this entire kit. But you can see we also have mobility backwards. So Shift S is going to be a backward dodge. So just moving backwards and shift. Real simple to remember. Spammable, gets you out of the way. This is also a super armor. When it's not on cooldown, it does have a longer cooldown, so keep that in mind. And this is the sniper shot. And that was it with the 100% applied, which is, it hits like a tank. Absolutely love that skill. Hits like a tank, but it requires 100% to actually get that damage off to that degree. However, normal weak one, still really strong. I still say it's the strongest shot he's got in his kit by far. Now you can see here for basic attacks, after 2 shots from the Great Bow, we're going to get 8 AP. This is extremely nice, because that already makes the Great Bow better than using the crossbow back and forth, right? Now if you zoom it in with the right click, you get 10 AP, and you have the ability to aim up and down with this, so you can use this on top of walls and shoot down at people. It does actually pretty good damage. I've tested it myself on some players. It does decent damage against the squishies. Not bad at all. With the 10 AP, fantastic. And they do not stack. These 2 things do not stack, so really get to know that. Now this, your shift right click, is your sniper shot. Now, this used to do more damage last patch, but this next patch they just did, they nerfed it pretty hard. It got less accuracy, so it's no longer 50% accuracy. It went down 50% accuracy. I think it was at like 68% accuracy, so now we only got 10% on this thing. Accuracy bonus. But it's a knockback, so you're going to be using this more as a CC move anyway. That knockback's really nice to get when you need it. And you can apply this with obviously the 10 AP to get a little bit more damage off of it. But in general, this is now a knockback. Do not use this as a pure damage skill. I learned that the hard way. It's not the same thing anymore. It's decent, and it'll pick off targets if they're running away, but that's about it. Your shift Q is a down attack damage. That's it. It's decent. I wouldn't recommend using it very often. It's actually not great. The main thing you're gonna use it for is another super armor. It has super armor on it, so it's a nice super armor skill. If you really need that extra super armor to get out, you can use that, wait for the cooldown of something else, and then get out. So really nice to have it there, but it's really not that great damage-wise. But this skill here, this is gonna be your, you know, all or nothing kind of shot to pick off anyone that's trying to run away and is really low, or in general to knock down. Yes, I said knockdown. This is a knockdown. Not just any knockdown. This can, from what we've tested on this test server, this can knock down 2 people at the same time. Really, really handy skill. It only knocks back mobs, so keep that in mind when you are grinding, but it is really, really good for PvP. It's another knockdown in case you can't get that knockdown with your basic attacks going to the side, so really good to have. Now this, your shift left click, is your high damage, nice backflip skill. Pretty good. Not fantastic, but it does the job. And it does now have split damage. They did nerf it. It does have split damage now, so keep that in mind in wars and stuff. Don't go willy-nilly going in with this thing, because it's literally an escape tool. It's nothing more. Now F is going to be a sweep kick. This is a down smash. Yes, down smash. You heard me right, down smash. Really good to know in case you need it. There is a better down smash though that I will show you, but this is pretty good. It's quicker. It's a quicker down smash than what the other one I'm going to show you, so keep that in mind. Now, this next combo is going to be the melee down smash combo. You can see a lot of bursts, a lot of damage on that. I'm going to do it one more time, so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. That's going to be your close range combo. Really, really strong. Should keep people off you for the most part. However, you are going to, with this class, you are going to struggle against melee characters. Do not think you are not going to. You will. If they are on you, they are going to hurt. Now, that there was a really cool combo. Problem is, doesn't really have any benefit, and that's kind of sucks because it really did last patch, but now with this patch, because his sniper shot is not hitting nearly as hard as it was, it's not nearly as strong, sadly. Now, what you just saw here, this is the main combo for the archer. At least the main one I can find that just hits the hardest by far. But basically, you're going to go for a knockdown, and then you're going to land the down smash with the shift Q, and then you're going to do the shift F, and then the shift right click, and that's the whole combo. And it does a ton of damage. I'm going to slow it down now for you guys to see it one more time with the names of all the abilities above as well. Here's the last thing I'm going to go over here for the archer, and this is probably the most busted thing about him right now. Now, this is only a mob, obviously, but this mob is infinitely knocked back, and this is spammable. And at the end of this, it's a knockdown. No joke. Watch. Knockdown. Completely busted. Will probably be in the game at launch, sadly. So we'll have to wait for that nerf. But expect people in 1v1s to be using that and being really, really freaking annoying with it. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much the archer. He is going to fill that DPS kiting role very, very well, I feel. I don't think he's OP other than the one skill I just talked about there. Everything else feels very, very good. He has a lot of longer cooldowns on his attacks, and they all have casting animations, so he's going to, he's going to have to separate himself from the crowd in order to actually get damage off, which is good. His main damage is going to be coming from his weaker basic attacks. They're not extremely weak, but they are weaker, they're not as hard hitting as something like shotgun constantly, so he is going to fit that kiting role while also just not being that OP AP monkey either. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see where he kind of falls into play, but I think he's going to be a great addition to the game, and I hope you guys do too. Peace.